come to your mat, we're going to go ahead and start on our backs. Allow yourself to lay back onto your spine and give yourself a moment to get a comfortable position. Maybe keep the knees bent. You can take a little sway with the knees. Give yourself a moment to connect to the breath. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose and sigh out on the exhale. Take 2 more deep breaths, filling the torso and sighing to release. Take a moment just letting your body melt. Release through the back of the hips, the back of the head. Just allow your facial muscles to soften through the forehead and jaw. And just start to notice your breath, those inhales and exhales. Visualizing the breath flowing through the mind. Just allowing the thoughts to wash away. On your next inhale, reach the arms overhead, lengthen the spine, reaching through the hands and the feet. And then start to hug the right knee into your chest. And just give yourself a few breaths, drawing the knee in, releasing through the back of the hip, the glute. Really relaxing away the control over that right leg. Maybe start to roll the right ankle, just bringing in a little movement. You can take the knee a little side to side, working into that hip joint. Maybe take some circles with the knee. Just loosen it up through the legs, the hips. Feel free to switch direction. And bring your hand behind the leg and straighten it up to the sky. Press through the heel, really allowing it to lengthen. If you need a warm-up, you can bend and straighten through the knee. But if you feel pretty warm, maybe just feel that lengthening through the back of the leg. You can drag the hands up the leg if you want a little more extension. Or you can bring your peace fingers around the big toe and just find that lengthening through the spine. Pressing through that right heel. Just take a few more breaths. You can start to open that right leg up to the side, keeping a hold wherever you have it, underneath the leg, to the toe, maybe behind the knee. Just allow that right inner thigh to lengthen, releasing through the inside of the hip. Just give yourself a few more breaths. Start to reach that right leg all the way back up to the sky. And we're going to switch hands. Bring the left hand outside the right leg. Anywhere outside, if you can bring it to the foot, you may. Maybe drop that right hand out, and we're going to take a little twist. Let yourself roll onto the left hip, really pressing through the heel. So you might not go all the way. Or if you want, you can give yourself a little adjustment and scooch underneath. Slowly bring that right leg all the way back up. And then drop the leg. Give yourself a moment to adjust. Maybe sway the knees a little side to side. When you're ready, start to hug the left knee into your chest. Give yourself a few breaths. You can straighten the right leg down. Trying to release through the back of that left hip and glute. Just relaxing away control over that left leg. Feel free to roll the ankle if you want some movement. And you can start to take that knee side to side, work into the hip joint, just loosening up the hip. You can keep side to side or make some circles. Just give yourself a few more breaths. Then start to bring your hands behind the left leg and press it up to the sky, pressing through the heel to lengthen through the back of the leg. If you need a warm up, maybe bend and straighten through the knee a few times. If not, and you feel pretty warm, you can let your hands drag up the back of the leg to go a little deeper, just pressing through the heel to extend. If you want a little farther, you can bring the peace fingers around the big toe and let the right hand just rest. Give yourself a few more breaths. And slowly let that left leg fall open to the side. Just keeping your hand wherever it is. You can be under the knee, behind the leg, or on the toe. Just pressing through the heel to get that extension through the inner thigh, the inner part of the hip. Slowly bring that left leg all the way back up to the sky. And we're going to switch hands. Right hand comes outside the left leg or outside the foot. And then we're going to start to bring it across the body for a twist. And you might just go a little shallow. Left hand can reach out. Or if you want to go deeper, you can scoot that right hip underneath you a little bit more. Just give yourself a few breaths in that twist. Slowly bring that leg all the way back up to the sky. Release the legs, plant the feet, bend the knees. We're going to hug the knees into the chest. Give yourself a little rock side to side. A little massage into the back of the hips. You can stay there. If you want to find a happy baby, reach the feet up. Take hold of the feet, shin, ankles, whatever you can catch a hold of. Giving yourself some sways. Release through the inner thighs, the back of the hips. Release the feet, knees back into the chest, and give yourself a few rocks forward and back. Coming all the way up to seated. Now, once you come to seated, come all the way onto the belly, roll all the way over. Untuck the toes and bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Now we're going to do some lifts to cobra, so when you're ready, press into the front of the hips, the tops of the feet. Roll the shoulders back and look up. You don't have to go super high at first. Exhale to release. Give yourself a few breaths at your own pace. On the inhale, you can lift the hands if you want more strength. Or you can press the hands into the mat to test your flexibility. So give yourself a few rounds of breath, just moving, activating the spine muscles. After your last lift, bring your hands back next to your ribs. Inhale as you come up to upward dog. Try to reach the heart through the arms. Come off the knees. Firm up the core as you come to plank. And then press the hips back to downward dog. Maybe bend the knees. Give yourself some time here to pedal out the feet. Loosen up through the back of the legs. Give yourself a little sway side to side with the hips. Whatever movement you want to bring in, give yourself some time here. Really loosen up the body. Inhale that right leg up to the sky, reaching through the toes. Give yourself a moment to lengthen the left hamstring. You can bend the knee and peel open the hip. Just take a couple breaths. Slowly release that right leg all the way back down. Inhale, left leg reaches to the sky. Three-legged dog. Reach through the toes to get that right hamstring stretched. Maybe bend the knee and peel open the hip. Take a couple breaths. Slowly release that left leg all the way back down. Nice deep breath in. Exhale as you walk your feet and hands together. Bend the knees, grab opposite elbows, and give yourself a little sway. Nod and shake the head. Release the arms. Inhale, halfway lift, looking forward. Exhale, release, bend the knees. Inhale, roll all the way up to standing. Arms out and up when you get there. Palms together, down to heart. And then drop your hands down to your hips. Now, we're gonna start in a little chair pose. So you might not wanna go as deep as possible. You might just wanna sit into a little shallow chair. From here, just activating the thighs and the glutes, but not going as far as possible because we're gonna do some movement here. Bring your hands to heart or hands to hips. When you're ready, we're gonna shift over to the right leg. Press through the heel and stand nice and tall. Find a moment where you're reaching through the top of the head. Activate the spine and take a couple breaths. Slowly sink back down into that chair. And then when you're ready, start to shift over to the left foot. Stand nice and tall. Press through the heel. Create that straight line, reaching through the top of the head. Now, if you're having instability here, it's probably in the hips where one hip is lifting or dropping. So find that even hip placement. One more breath. Slowly sink back down to chair. Again, we're going to shift over to the right foot. Stand nice and tall. Find that straight line through the head. From here, wrap your hands around the knee. Roll your shoulders back and feel that lengthening again. Slowly release the knee and sink back down into chair. Shift over to the left foot. Stand nice and tall. Lengthen through the spine. Once you find that straight line, reach the hands around the knee. Give yourself a moment. Roll the shoulders back. Slowly sink back down into chair. From here, shift over to the right one more time, nice and tall. Wrap the hands around the knee. Lengthen the spine, shoulders back. Now from here, you're just going to straighten the left leg out. Maybe bring the hands behind the foot. Hold 3, 2, 1. Take the hands away and hold 3, 2, 1. Keep the hips even. Drop the foot and sweep it back. Heart reaches forward. Find that warrior 3 for a moment. Here you're lengthening the spine like a straight line. Maybe even look down at the mat. If you lose your balance, that's fine. You can come back. Now you can play with the hands in warrior 3. Maybe reach them out to the side like an airplane or overhead. Inhale as you come all the way back to standing. Drop the left foot. Big deep breath in. Hands to heart as you sink back into chair. Then we're going to do other side. Switch to the left. Stand nice and tall. Bring that right knee into your chest. Wrap the knee around. Roll the shoulders back. Then bring the hands behind the legs. Straighten it out. Hold 3, 2, 1. Release the hands. Hold 3, 2, 1. Start to sweep the leg back. Teeter-totter. Reach the heart forward. Take a moment here and lengthen the spine. You can look down, maybe bring the hands back. Play with the hands, try to keep the hips even. Inhale
Inhale as you come all the way back up to standing. Reach the hands overhead. We'll take a side stretch. Drop the right hand. Take a big reach up and over. Inhale all the way back up. Exhale, left hand down. Take a big stretch up and over. Inhale all the way. Both arms reach up to the sky. Bring the palms together, down to heart. Now we're going to move into a little dancer prep. So you want to stretch your hip flexors and your thighs. So you can have your hand on a wall, or you can do this as a balance pose itself. Balance on that left foot, just letting the right toes be grounded. And then start to reach the toes back and catch a hold of the ankle. So you might have to do a little lean down, but lengthen the spine once you get a hold. If you can't catch a hold, you can use a strap, you can use any length of fabric. Take a moment here to relax the thigh and pull the foot toward the glute. Now if you want a little bit more, you can even reach the knee toward the floor, getting a little more lengthening through the hip flexor. Feel free to keep the left hand using the wall or keep it on the hip and start to reach the heart forward and kick the foot into the hand to lengthen through that hip. So this is that basic dancer. You can reach the left hand out and look at the hand. Just give yourself a moment to lengthen through that right hip. Slowly bring yourself back to center. Hands to heart center. Take 2 deep breaths. We're going to switch to the other foot. So take a moment, shifting your weight into the right foot, bending the left knee, just grounding the toes. Then you can bring the foot behind you and try to reach down and catch a hold. Then lengthen your spine up. Take a moment to get there. If you can't catch a hold of the foot, give yourself time to get a strap or a little length of fabric or a belt, anything to help you. Find that tall spine, relax the leg, and pull with the hand. Now if you want a little more engagement, think about reaching that left knee down toward the floor. Now, if you want to start to move into dancer, press the left foot into the hand and reach the heart forward. You can stay there and just reach that right hand out and look. Or if you want a little bit more, you can keep reaching the foot up, lengthening through that hip flexor. Give yourself time, 1 point just looking at. Slowly come all the way back to center. Release the foot, bring hands to heart, take 2 deep breaths. Now we're going to take the feet a little wide. Big deep breath, arms out and up. Bring the palms together and sink down into Malasana. Bring the elbows to the insides of the knees and give yourself a little rock side to side, little opening in the inner hips. Then we're going to lift the hips and find a wide fold. Maybe separate the feet a little wider. You can bend the knees, grab opposite elbows, give yourself a little sway side to side, nod and shake the head. Give yourself a moment to loosen up the torso, loosen up through the back of the hips and glutes. Inhale, halfway lift, looking forward. Bend the knees and inhale, come all the way back up to standing. Start to bring your feet together. We're going to do a little bit different balance here. So once you're ready, shift over to the left foot, bend the right knee. Bring the knee into the chest and hug around the knee. Lengthen the spine, shoulders back. Now from here, we're going to release the left hand to the hip and start to open up the right knee. Now you can hold on to the knee or you can release the hand and see if you can hold that open hip. 3, 2, 1. We're going to find tree. Maybe catch a hold of the foot, the shin, and start to bring the foot to the thigh. Now, if you can't get it to the thigh, you can go down to the calf. Try to avoid the knee because you're going to use that right foot to press into the thigh. So you're making this nice angle to help you stay secure. Engage the glutes. Maybe bring your hands to heart. Just find that gentle tree, gazing at one point in front of you. And you can stay here. If you want more for tree, you can do a little leaning tree. Drop the right hand to the knee and start to reach that left arm up and over. So you're going to make a little crescent moon with the left side. Left hip is reaching to the left as the left hand reaches to the right. Give yourself a few breaths, trying to get that side stretch and tree. Inhale as you come all the way back up. Both arms reach up to the sky. Bring palms down to heart and start to bring the knee back to the front. Slowly drop the foot and give yourself a moment to shake out the legs. Take a deep breath. Palms together down to heart. Drop the hands to the hips and we're going to shift to the other side. Shift the weight into the right foot, bend the left knee and just ground the toes. Then start to bring the knee into the chest, wrap the hands around the knee, lengthen the spine. From here, take that right hand to the hip and start to open the left knee to the side, a little tree prep. You can keep the left hand on the knee or take the hand off, see if you can keep the hip open. 3, 2, 1. Then you can grab a hold of the shin, ankle, foot. Try to bring it to the thigh or to the calf. Once you get that heel, press the heel into the thigh, giving yourself that opening through the hips, engaging the glutes, and give yourself a few breaths here. Picking one point across the room to gaze at. You can stay here in regular tree, or if you want a little leaning tree, drop the left hand to the knee and reach the right arm up. Now you're going to take a side stretch through the right side, making a crescent moon. The right hip is going to reach to the right as the right hand reaches to the left. Now you got to give yourself time, reaching in opposite directions. Inhale as you come all the way back up, both arms reach. Bring the palms together, down to heart. See if you can bring your knee back to center. And then drop the foot. Take a deep breath, reach the arms overhead. Exhale as you swan dive, bend the knees and melt into that forward fold. Give yourself a few sways, nod and shake the head. Really loosen up the torso, the upper body. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release, bend the knees. Inhale, roll all the way up to standing, arms out and up. Palms together, down to heart. Now we're going to do a little 4-angle pose balance, kind of like a little glute stretch balance too. And then you can always turn it into an arm balance from here. So you'll see. What we're going to do is shift the weight into the left foot and just bend the right knee. Now from here, you're going to have to find a little balance and cross the right ankle over the left thigh. So in order to keep it there, you're going to bend the left knee to make a little shelf. So from here, you're kind of sitting back into chair. So I'm going to turn so you can see. Right ankle over left thigh, little bend in the left knee. And then you're going to start to kind of sit back into chair, grabbing a hold of the knee and the ankle. Give yourself a couple breaths long in the spine, look forward. Now from here, you can always just take a fold if that feels good. You can use blocks under your hands. Give yourself time. Your fold might not look like mine. You're getting that glute stretch, so it feels similar to pigeon. Now you can always stay there, or you can do a little flying pigeon if you want to try. What you're going to do is, since you're already here, you're going to hook that right foot around the left tricep, and that's going to keep you anchored. Then you got to make a little shelf for your shin, like chaturanga. So bend that left knee so you can plant the hands. Shelf that shin on top of both triceps. Look forward. See if you can bring the left toe off. Maybe kick it back. Slowly bring that left foot back down. Come back to standing. And release that right foot. Oh, was that enough for you? Well, we're going to do the other side. Give yourself a moment to shake out the legs. Maybe take a deep breath. Palms together, down to heart. Now we're going to do the other side. Hands to hips to start. Ground through the right foot and bend the left knee. And then we're slowly going to cross the left ankle over the right knee. Bend the right knee, so give your ankle a little shelf. Then from there, left ankle over right knee, little bend. We're going to take a tiny sit into chair. Bring the hands to the knee and the ankle as you sit back, and give yourself a couple breaths, lengthening the spine. You can stay right there. If you want to fold, give yourself time melting. You can always use blocks under the hands if you can't reach the floor. And then if you want to arm balance here, you're going to hook that left foot around the right tricep. Bend the right knee so you can plant the hands, and you're going to make a shelf for the shin like chaturanga with the elbows. When you're ready, look forward. Maybe see if you can lift those right toes off. Even kick it back. Slowly bring that right knee back in. Plant the foot. Help yourself back up to standing. And release the left foot. Big deep breath. Reach the arms overhead. Exhale as you swan dive, melting into that forward fold. Bend the knees. Release the upper body as you sway. Nod and shake. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale as you start to sit down. Now help yourself all the way down to seated. From here, we'll do our little cool down. So we're going to start with a big side stretch. Whatever you want with the legs is great. Take a big deep breath, arms out and up. Exhale that right hand to your side and take a big side stretch up and over. Inhale all the way back up. Exhale that left hand to your side, big side stretch up and over. Inhale all the way back up, both arms reach to the sky. Exhale as you twist to the right and drop the hands, look back over the shoulder, give yourself a few breaths in that twist. Inhale as you reach all the way back up to the sky. Exhale to the left, drop your hands in a big circle, look back over the shoulder. Inhale all the way back up. Both hands together, down to heart. And then you're going to hug your knees into your chest. Let yourself rock onto your back. Take a few little rocks if you want that massage. And then from here, we're going to prepare for Shavasana. You can stay on your back, you can lay on your side, your belly, or my favorite, legs up the wall. So just give yourself time, come into whatever relaxation pose you want to take today. Once Once you find that comfortable space, check in with the arms, the legs, whatever shape you want to be making. Once you find that comfortable space, take a deep breath in through the nose and sigh out. Just give yourself a moment, feeling that breath start to transform into this wave of relaxation. As it flows down the legs, through the hips, down through the spine. Relaxing along the face and jaw. Just allow yourself to fall into the breath for a few moments, allowing the body to rest. Feeling that breath continue to flow, taking you into that deeper space, calm, safety, and relaxation. Start to wiggle your fingers and toes. Roll your wrists and your ankles. Reach your arms overhead. Take a nice deep breath in like a good morning stretch. Hug your knees into your chest and take a little rock side to side. Let yourself fall to one side. Gradually help yourself to seated, bringing hands to heart center. Thank yourself for practicing today. I'd like to thank you for allowing me to guide you. I hope as you go throughout the rest of your day, your week, you'll be able to come back to this moment of peace when you most need it. From this place of stillness, I offer you all Namaste.